Well, guys, we're always excited here on a Wednesday because we get to talk to the captain. That is right, the captain of all captains on another streak already this week at Captain_capping. We know him as Mr. Mac Action around these parts. He joins us via the Miami Acura hotline. And the captain, it is, let's talk about it, man. It's Wednesday. That means we got Mac football, and we got two very interesting games on the slate tonight. So let's start first and foremost. Buffalo at Ohio. Buffalo is looking to clinch the MAC East tonight, but Ohio is the one standing in its way, and they do have an outside shot of actually pulling out the division here. So let's start with this game. Talk to us about what you like, what you hate.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, Joe. I always like to start off with that, man. Another good start to the week, 4-0 with a couple hoops plays. The Giants coming through for us. I know we talked about that one on Monday night. What a wacky comeback. Anytime we've got the ball in Eli's hands with 2 minutes to go, I don't like our chances. But, man, we pulled that one out. But, yeah, rolling pretty good in some MAC football. But, man, we got a couple quirky lines tonight, a couple wild games. Like you said here, Buffalo – Ohio, the line opened here, Buffalo -2, swung all the way to Ohio 2.5, Buffalo, +3 at certain spots. Weird game. I mean, Buffalo's 8-2 against the spread this year. They're hammering people, 6-0 against the spread in conference, not just winning in conference, but covering in conference, right? Good teams win, great teams cover. I mean, that's just how we go. They're 5-0 against the spread in the last 5. I mean, one of the best teams here. I mean, you go look at Ohio. Ohio's 4-1 their last 5. They're 7-1 against the spread at home. I can kind of see where the points are a little bit. I look more to where this line opened at Buffalo -2. I think you look public money. I was actually listening to one of the guys in Vegas talk this morning, saying 78% of public money is on Buffalo.
It's on the Bobcats, yeah.
But the Sharps are hammering the Bobcats. So it's kind of where to go in this one. I think the biggest matchup to me and where I see an advantage, okay, on the Buffalo side is where I'm leaning here. Buffalo, where I see the advantage, okay. First off, you got the starting offensive lineman for Ohio out tonight, which I think is a big deal. Buffalo's 37th in the country yards per carry on defense, which is very underrated, okay, when Ohio is 79th in the country in passing. So here's where I lean Buffalo, and here's where I'm going with this. Okay, Ohio is top 20 in the country running the football with an offensive lineman out, and their starting tight end just got ruled out. How is that going to affect themselves? And as everybody knows, all right, you've got to score to beat Buffalo, or to beat Buffalo. It just, I mean, that's what you've got to do. Ohio's defense is 9th against the pass in the MAC, 9th in the MAC in pass defense. That is not a good recipe to pull an upset. I understand they're the favorite here. I think the wrong team is favored. I think Buffalo will grind this one out. I think this one might flash back a little bit to the Buffalo-Miami, Ohio game where it was like 100-90. I'm not sure. The over's sitting at 66. I don't have a play there. I can definitely see this one flying over. I think if Ohio finds a way to win this game, it stays under though. So I have no play there. But man, it's hard for me to go against the better team with points. I understand it's on the road, but let me just go on and say this: Buffalo is 5-0 against the spread on the road. I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah. It's cold in Buffalo. It's cold in Ohio. I mean, it's cold. What is a home field advantage when the kickoff temperature is 30 degrees in light rain? What's home field advantage there?
Yep. Yeah, and Buffalo, listen, they were the preseason MAC favorites, right? What are they, or rather, Miami was the preseason MAC favorites in this
Ohio.
conference?
Yeah.
Ohio, yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah,
That is correct.
And now they're 6-4. But the interesting part about Ohio is when you look at them, 3 of their 4 losses, I think, have come by 4 points or fewer.
4 points.
Yeah, so they could easily be 8-2 right now. And I think people they look at that 6-4 record and they go, well, Buffalo has been the darlings the last couple of weeks on these standalone games. These Tuesday, Wednesday MAC action games. Everyone's going, oh, Buffalo, they're great, but they're just a couple of plays away from being 8-2. So take that into consideration as well.
No, absolutely. I always say this talking about the MAC. You kind of have to throw the record out the window to an aspect and trust your eyes. Because we talked about NIU last week. That was the play of the week. They were 6-3 going into that game, and their 3 losses were all against Power 5 teams earlier in the season. Florida State, Iowa, off the top of my head there. So those teams, Ohio's got a 4-point loss on the road to Cincinnati. We've seen how good Cincinnati can be.
Yes.
They've got a little over a touchdown, I guess a 2-touchdown loss to Virginia. The only game this year Ohio has not scored 27 points in was against NIU.
Nope.
That's the only game they haven't scored 27 points in all year. So there's a little nut. They can score the football. They can move the ball. I'm just worried that they can't get a stop.
Yes.
And then in this game with no home field advantage, I still think every statistical aspect, Buffalo is a little bit better of a team offensively in the country, defensively, yards per play, yards per carry. Buffalo's a better team with the points. It's just hard for me to find justification. And trust me, I tried. I wanted to take Ohio. I'm telling you. I looked every way to find a way to take Ohio, but I can't take them.
Couldn't do it, man. You couldn't pull the trigger. He is the captain at @captain_capping. Unbelievable role over the last couple of weeks. If you guys have been following this last month, then you are definitely way ahead of the ball game here. Great stuff. Great reasonable package prices, too. Make sure you DM him at @captain_capping. He's available. It's one of the best Twitter follows around, guys. Great information. Always stand-up guy. That's why he's on the show. That's why we bring him on, and that's why we appreciate his time here. I'm going to say this. You're going to take Buffalo and the 2.5 points, and I don't know that it'll get to 3 before kickoff, but 2.5, you're taking Buffalo. I think there's going to be a boatload of points scored in this game. I expect plenty of points with both sides. I think the over-under is 65 or 66. And I got news for you. I wouldn't at all be surprised of a 42, 38, 37 kind of game here. So I'm kind of leaning towards the over in this game as well.
I can't go against you there. Like I said, man, I said this game really reminds me of the Buffalo-Miami, Ohio game. That one finished 51-42.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you. I'm not, like I said, I'm not telling anybody to take the over, but I'd have a hard time taking the under.
Well, let's talk about this other crazy game tonight. Also, we had some luck with this. The NIU team last week when you picked them and wrote them the victory there. But tonight they've got their hands full once again, don't they? The old NIU. What are they? NIU.
They're the Huskies.
They're the NIU Huskies. Yeah, that was Ball State last week, correct? I think they're bowl eligible now with that win. No,
they're 7-3. Yes,
yeah,
they are 7-3, 6-0 in the MAC, hammering MAC. And like I had said, man, their losses are Iowa and Florida State, and there's one other in there that slips my mind. I mean, all 3 losses have been good Power 5 teams. Ever since they got to the MAC, they're just hammering people.
Yeah, they are. Laying 7 tonight. Yep, laying 7 tonight. Over under 48.5. This is an 8 o'clock kickoff. And like you said, they locked up the MAC West for the first time in 3 years after 6 straight titles. Do you like them tonight against? Do you have a feeling one way or another against this Miami Ohio team?
Here's what I worry about. There's 2 things. As you know, I'm a big fan of defensive teams like this Northern Illinois team. But as you stated up front there, they have clinched their division, right? They're not making the power. They're not getting a big bowl game. Their big test is to be healthy for their championship game, right? That is their that is what their season comes down to. Now, Miami, Ohio is playing well the last 2 weeks. They beat the Ohio team that we've been talking about that's so good last week in a must-win game for Ohio to keep their hopes alive. They took Buffalo to the edge. They were winning that game in the third quarter.
That's correct.
Could not get a stop on Buffalo, which is, about every other team in the country has had the same problem. All right, that's a team that's hot right now. So I think, man, that's a tough one. I don't know. I wouldn't bet against Northern Illinois, who's been rolling in the MAC. They're 6-0, like I said, in the MAC. Like I said, Miami's 4-6, but what is 4-6 in the MAC? They're still fighting to get to a bowl game. They're 4-2 in the MAC, so I think this is two pretty good teams. I think this is actually an underrated matchup tonight. Like, I'm actually really looking forward in a weird way to watching this game. I think there's a couple really good factors here. I actually, if I were to lean away, would actually be the under in this one with that defense there. I think the defense is going to be cold. I think they're going to run it. Both teams are just going to run the snot out of this thing tonight, and that'd be my lean in this game. But I think this is going to be a great game. I think the line is very good. I think 7 is right around where this one should be, and I don't really see an edge in my opinion. But this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I kind of I'm going to go against you on this one here. I do like getting that key number of 7. We talk about it all the time, Captain. The 3 and 7, right? Those are the key numbers that we always look for as sports better. I like it at 7. I might not like it at 6.5, but if I can get the touchdown, I may take the points, and like you said, I think motivation here. Northern Illinois, great defense, not necessarily great on offense, but Miami, Ohio, it's not necessarily a strength of theirs either. But I do think Miami of Ohio, who is playing for bowl eligibility and keeping their season alive here, I think they got a lot more to play for. So I would take the points, and you know what? I'd actually even take the over at 47 because something tells me these two offenses are going to go at it, and we might be looking at somewhere along those lines of a 32-24 type of game, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that worries me but looking into this game a little bit is Miami's offensive line. I talked about this last week. NIU rushes the passer better than anybody else in the MAC. It's not even close. They're top in the country. And Ragland, the quarterback for Heisman, sacked 16 times in the last 5 games.
Yep.
So that would be my main area. So if you can protect it, control the ball, like I said, they've got an All-American, Sutton Smith. He's got 4 forced fumbles. I mean, if they can protect the ball, they're going to be. I wouldn't mind taking the points in this one. How motivated is NIU to play this game?
That's the question. Yeah, that's the question to me. And also Miami, Ohio, one of the worst close win teams ever. If the game is close, chances are they have lost in the past, but they have kept them close. I think even what are they 6-20 straight up in one possession games, and they're 1-3 this year. So they did actually pull it off last week. I think they won 30-28 over their rival Ohio. But I like that 7. Right. That 7 number to me is a touchdown underdog. They don't have to win. They've just got to cover, and I would lean towards taking that 7 points. I think they've got a good chance at doing that. If you're just joining us, welcome in. He is the captain at Captain_capping. He joins us each and every week. He is Mr. Mac Action. Nobody knows Mac football like the captain, and we suggest you head over to Twitter. What a great Twitter file. And the packages and your record, it's self-explanatory. You can get it there. Just scroll down. You'll see exactly what he's been able to do the last couple of months. He is riding quite the streak, doing well again last night, doing well this week, and certainly packages are available, correct?
Absolutely, man. And I'm telling you, for what you can get, 18-5 last week, 4-0 to start this week, 100-plus picks documented there at 65%. I mean, $30 a week. I mean, it is what it is. $100 a month. If you're looking for somewhere that can help you long-term win and kind of help you learn how to gamble for you new guys and learn how to bet. We had a long talk. If these guys want to go to my Twitter, I believe it's still my pinned tweet on there of just bankroll management. So that'll help you guys understand, and that comes with it. I DM my guys all day long We talk on what to bet, how to bet, how's your bankroll, how to manage it. So it's a full course. It's not just random picks with no explanation. So everything's included. Everything's included there.
Yeah, which is why he is on this show. But definitely take a look at that video at the top of his page, at @captain_capping on Twitter. Some great information about understanding units and bankroll and not betting above your means. So that bankroll, it could be a bankroll of $100. Doesn't have to be a bankroll of $10,000. But how to stay within yourself. Some great information on that video. Guys, head over to @captain_capping. He is the captain. We call him the captain for a reason. The man knows Mac like nobody's business, I'll tell you. But I got to ask you this before I let you go, Captain, all right? You're a Tennessee guy. Man. You're a Tennessee guy. So are the Titans for real here, brother? Are you starting to believe in the Tennessee Titans, this Jekyll and Hyde? I mean, is Mariota finally healthy enough that the AFC should be seriously looking at the Tennessee Titans as a competitor here?
Well, I think you asked me that at a good time coming off the Patriots game, because the Titans struggle in Indianapolis. That's where they go this weekend. Over the years, this will be one heck of a test for them to really tell new coach, new offensive coordinator. Man, I don't believe in them yet. If they beat Indy, we'll revisit this conversation next Wednesday. How about that?
That's what I'm talking about. See, realism, being realistic, being authentic. He loves his Tennessee teams, but you know what? He's being honest about it, and he has some perspective, which is fantastic. You don't get that often. But you guys definitely head over to @captain_capping. Head over there. Great Twitter follow. Package is certainly reasonable enough. He likes tonight. Take Buffalo. I can't believe this. Buffalo getting 2.5 points right now, I believe, at UWager and a few other books. So jump on it. He likes them. And then if you had to make a bet on the NIU game, if you want to keep it interesting, I think we both agree that maybe Miami of Ohio getting 7 points can keep it close enough. Maybe that's the way we lean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, my only definitive there would be Buffalo. I'm looking forward to watching that NIU game, though, for sure. And then I'm pulling for you guys that are taking the points.
Yep, that's it. We'll take the points and we'll run. All right, he is the captain. As always, my friend, we appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again next week. Make sure you guys head over to @captain_capping. Captain, we love you, brother. Have a good week.
All right, thanks, Joe. I can't wait to talk again soon, man.